What is up, my friends? How's it going? And welcome back to the 23rd episode of our Let's Play series as Parthia with your fellow comrade Summary. And meanwhile over here we are on the end turn and we are in the process of assisting our Lusitonan satrapy in conquering the province of Impera. So let's go ahead and quickly help them with that auto-resolve. We are going to go into protective stance. And with that, they have managed to conquer the settlement of Impera. Hopefully they will take the settlement, not release anyone. We are going to just kill all the captives. Wonderful. And with that, I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. Trade agreement with the Scordisi has been broken. And they have actually declared war against us. We are going to see if we can try to piece them out. Don't want to deal with the Scordisi as well. And it is on low, so they will not accept a peace agreement with us. However, we are kind of fortunate. We have Army 3 Syria nearby. I wish I could have used them to help with our conquests. But we are going to put Army 3 Syria quickly in Ariminum and try to respond to the Scordisi threat. Meanwhile, in the previous episode, what we had achieved is we had conquered quite a lot of Gallia. Conquered pretty much the western half of Gallia, and we started making our headway into the Roman territory in Iberia as well. Meanwhile, we managed to release Tingis and subjugate it. Let's go ahead, and with Tingis, we are going to give him the province of Rutubis. And Rutubis is still leveling up. We do need to wait yet another turn in order to kind of get our buildings built over there. But we can move Army 2 Parthia towards Partuba. Perfect. And we can actually give Kartuba to our Lusitonan satrap, but I do want to wait one turn before I go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, over here we have Army 2 Mesopotamia. Going to bring him into the sea and use him to kind of attack Ibosim, or maybe even Tarraco, depending. Meanwhile, Army 4 Italia up here in Gallia has been fully replenished. So we are going to keep marching him towards Bibracte. He is going to take part in all of the sieges that go on over there. And we can actually move our spy deeper into Roman territory in Gaul. And it seems like Gaul is completely abandoned by the Romans. So we can go ahead and get Horde to Parsa closer to Treverorum. Meanwhile, in Iuliobona, some of our armies have kind of replenished. We will not be completely replenished because we did take some significant casualties in the previous turn. However, over here we have a decent amount of population. So what I am going to do is march both of my armies back. And also what I need to do is probably sell the province of Iuliobona to our satrap. So let's go ahead and do that. Sell him to the Bituriges. Wonderful. Things are looking quite good now for our satrap. Meanwhile, we can also start recruiting in these provinces as well. One of the unfortunate things is that, you know, the Scordisi attack is actually what has thrown us off guard. And we might not have a lot of armies to deal with the situation over here. However, if I do go ahead and attack them, I could pretty much wipe them out over here. Quick look at our diplomacy. So the Urgii are at war with the Scordisi. The Scordisi are quite massive actually. Have a look at who all they are at war with. They are at war with the Vindelici, so if we can give the province of Noria, or the region of Noria, to the Vindelici, then the Vindelici should own the entire province of Raetia a Noricum. And with that, they can be of a bit more help to us in this war against the Scordisi. However, without any further ado, let us quickly move towards Iberia. Both of our armies are ready to take on the Romans over here. What we can do is actually march towards Iplakea. That is the plan. We want to keep moving over there, and then we want to engage this Roman army over here. By the looks of it, it seems to be the last threatening Roman army. So pretty much after that, there is nothing else they can do. Meanwhile, over here, we can move our other fleet down towards Iberia as well. And up here in the north, we have two horde armies. They can go ahead and attack the settlement of Numantia. Numantia has a good garrison. However, we are going to try to reinforce them. And we have two horde-based armies that can go ahead and attack Numantia. So I'm going to save over here, quickly hop into the battle, and I will see you all in the battle. Alright, here we are in the battle. We are waiting for our reinforcements to join the battle. While we are quickly going to
our reinforcements have arrived.
Put our army into their standard formation. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay. We have two cataphract groups as well. And with that, we are ready to go ahead and start the battle. We are going to move slowly towards the settlement. Quickly move our cataphract units as well behind. We are going to select all of our units, toggle on that skirmish mode. Pretty much really good looking units. I really like the reshade that I'm using. It's pretty good. I mean, it does make the game look a lot more realistic, in my opinion. Here it is with the reshade turned off. And with the reshade turned on. Big difference. Alright, anyways, we are close to the enemy. We are going to keep firing into them.
The enemy's hidden units.
And gonna have a quick look of what's going on over here. Group 3, you can come back. Group 2, keep pulling behind. Group 4, you are close. Group 6, go ahead, charge at that cavalry unit. Group 3, you can pull behind even further. Group 5, you're gonna hit this cavalry unit. Group 2, keep pulling behind. Group 3, we want to fight on the flatlands as much as we can. Move Group 4 all the way in the back, actually. Group 3, Group 2. Group 2 gets caught out of there, despite my orders to pull them behind. Now horse cataphracts have caught up to the enemy general unit. We have dealt with these cataphracts of these heavy shock cavalry as well. We are gonna reorient our cataphract units real quick. Pull back our troops. We want to fight on flatlands as much as possible when you are playing as a horde-based army. Using plain open fields is really powerful. Meanwhile, over here we can attempt to surround this unit. So let's go ahead and do that. Quick look of what's going on the right flank. We want to pull back. Get our cataphracts over here as well. Try to get them to kind of surround that unit if they can afford to do so. Meanwhile, over here things are looking good. We can go ahead and charge this unit from multiple directions. Move up Group 2 in that order. Meanwhile, a couple of these cataphract units 1 and 2 can try to encircle this unit. Move up Group 4. Group 3, you can pull behind. One of our generals can go ahead, inspire the army.
Our general is under attack.
We have wiped out this unit on the far left flank, so that's pretty good. We are going to move our cataphracts closer to the fighting. Meanwhile, these cataphracts can get out of there. They don't have a clear chance, or an opening rather, to attack the enemy. Wonderful. We can charge with Group 2. That unit is sufficiently weakened. Meanwhile, Group 6 can go ahead, get into a different position. This unit should rout fairly quickly. Meanwhile, Group 4, you can come this way. We're going to try to split the enemy into 2 halves. Group 3, go this way. And that way we will be able to hit some of them in the back, which is what is needed in order to inflict some more missile damage. And as you can see, they are moving towards Group 3, so we can kind of move Group 4 in a way that they will be hit in the back.
Turning in our favor.
Wonderful. And now they're going towards Group 4, which means Group 3 can hit them in the back. Just quickly pull out our cataphracts. These guys can charge here. These cataphract units, Group 6, I want you to charge this unit. Group 4, pull up behind. Group 3, keep coming up closer. We can already see that they are starting to rout, so that's great. Quickly select all of our cataphract units. We are going to pull them out of there as quickly as we can. As soon as this unit starts to rout, wonderful. Move them all behind. And over here we can move Group 4 closer as well. Group 2. Group 3 can quickly go Cantabrian. Group 2 as well. Group 4. Everyone go in that Cantabrian circle. Start firing as quickly as you can and we should win the battle quite easily. Slow down over here. And as you can see, just a hailstorm of arrows flying at the enemy, taking a lot of damage.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
There's nothing much this poor army can do against us. And with that, we have won the siege of Numantia, and I will see you all in the campaign. And down goes the garrison at Numantia. We have conquered the settlement. We are going to peacefully occupy it in order to replenish a little bit more. We took some really low casualties in that battle. Just about 18 men lost, which is quite good. And in the next turn, we can attack Apelkea with all our might, the might of 4 horde armies. And with that, I don't think there's much else to do in this turn. However, we can quickly have a look at our politics just to make sure that our other parties are loyal. They are quite loyal for now. And just to make sure, Gallia, we don't need that. Hispania, also we don't need that. Alright, everything seems to be fine. We are going to go ahead and hide the deceased. Meanwhile, we do have Farsicus the 6th, who is going to get married off. And he is in charge of this horde army down here, Horde 9 Africa. We are going to move him closer towards Yol. Try to get him into the sea as well. And then we are going to ferry them all across towards Ibosum, Mastia, Ars and Tarako. And with that, I think I am ready to go ahead and end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. However, before that, I'm quickly going to have a look at all of my provinces. Starting at Narbonensis, we can go ahead and level up these buildings. And we can also level up the building in Latium. Level up all of the temples in Magna Graecia. And we can even level up the Eastern Spice Bazaar in Asia. Meanwhile, we can go ahead and improve those buildings, improve the temples over here. And before I go ahead and end the turn, I'm actually going to explain as best as I can the economics and how it kind of works. As you can see, we are making 280,000 per turn. Our taxes are on low. Egyptos is making 160, meanwhile Asia is making 130. And as you can see, our taxes are on low. If I put them on high, Egyptos is almost making 200 and Asia is making 160. So how do I get to this level? Pretty much keep all of my other provinces on no taxation. Speaking of no taxation, we don't want to tax Baetica. And the only provinces I'm taxing are my food provinces and my economic provinces. So with economic provinces, the way you want to go about things is you want to specialize in a particular kind of economy. As you can see here in Asia, we have specialized heavily into the industrial line. And of course, this is a lot better with the Hellenic factions or even Roman factions, as they do have much superior industrial buildings. However, with the Eastern factions, they are a bit more commerce focused, so that's why Asia isn't doing as good as Egyptos. Egyptos is a little bit more diverse. So if we take a look at Egyptos, you can see we are making 1250 wealth from manufacturing, which is industrial. Meanwhile, a salt trade hub is giving us 1400 wealth from local commerce. And we are trying to, you know, diversify it over here as best as we can. We have some industrial buildings, some cultural buildings as well, in order to diversify that economy. And that's really working out for us. However, the more powerful economies are definitely the Hellenic factions as well as Roma itself. Roma, in my opinion, is one of the best because they have a Temple of Mercury which gives 20% wealth from all sources. So it doesn't really matter whether you're going commercial, industrial, agricultural, cultural. In all cases, you will benefit greatly. Meanwhile, a quick look at our food provinces, starting with, of course, the province of Haraiva. As you can see over here, we are focusing on building those farm estates which give 15 food. In the case of Hellenic and Roman groups, it does give 18 food, so it's even more powerful. Then after that, you do want to build a granary. It gives about 4 food. So, but apart from that, it also gives 500 wealth from farming, and it also gives an increased boost of 30% wealth from agriculture. So this is what makes Haraiva earn 16,000 per turn, right? The same, of course, is going on in Macedonia as well. I mean, I could change this building for a granary. However, I have chosen to stick with the royal mausoleum. And if we look at Sicilia, now Sicilia is one of the best food provinces in game. The best being Africa. Sicilia is a close second. And the reason being, it has 3 port settlements, which means you can have 3 fishing ports. You can have about 2 farm estates, right? And also, Panormos and Acrogas actually give food for their main settlement buildings. As you can see, Panormos has the fishing town, which gives +7 food. And Acrogas has +8 food because it is a grain town. Meanwhile, in Africa, you still have grain and fish in 2 of the provinces. However, if you level up Ufranta, you are actually losing food. But Africa, of course, having 4 ports is a lot more superior when it comes to food generation in comparison to Syracuse, or Sicilia rather. And with that, let's go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. Daughter has come of age. Roma is being besieged at Bibracte by our vassal. We are gonna march towards Bibracte, try to support him. Meanwhile, these 2 armies, Horde 9 Gallia, as well as the one over here, Horde 1 Parthia, can move towards the Scordicii. We need to attack the Scordicii if we can. And perhaps now is not the best time, but we can move Army 3 Syria up towards Norea. And the problem with actually is the timing. We are in autumn, which means in the next turn it should be winter, so crossing the Alps will give us a bit of attrition. Kind of have to be a little bit careful. Meanwhile, this army, Horde 2 Pasa, can go attack Treverorum. And what I can do over here is I don't see any Roman armies in the vicinity, so I could just simply leave the settlement, keep marching down south, and actually offer up Cenabum to my satrapy, the Bituriges. So let's go ahead and send that as well. So the Bituriges is slowly owning the entirety of Gallia. Meanwhile, over here we can send both of our armies, all 4 of our armies rather, to deal with Iplakea. There we go, the auto-resolve looks pretty bad. Could go ahead and fight this one, however, I think with the auto-resolve we shouldn't, hypothetically we shouldn't lose any units, I hope so. But of course, with a horde-based army, things are always pretty rough. And as you can see, we have a 94%, so gonna quick save over here. And we are going to auto-resolve this one. And the Romans have lost yet another settlement. Quickly have a look. Haven't lost that many units. Great. And we are going to turn off the taxation in Hispania. Great. We have turned off the taxation here as well. Quickly have a look at the population over here. We have a decent bit, so we are going to move our armies up north, especially the armies that don't require a lot of replenishment. And the objective of that is to kind of promote the growth of our armies so that they can go ahead and in the next turn attack ours, which is Saguntum. The Romans are pretty much down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 settlements, and of course if I attack Trevirorum, which I think I can auto-resolve as well, they will be down to just about, hopefully I don't lose any cataphracts. Wonderful. Go ahead and we are going to go ahead and loot the settlement, since we don't have to do much else over here. And we are slowly going to move our spies towards the Scordicii. Meanwhile, we want to move our dignitary towards Nemetosena. And we are also at war with the Atuatuca, or the Remi faction. We're going to sit here in Trevirorum for a bit. Make sure we turn off the taxation. And keep moving our dignitaries up towards Nemetosena. And hopefully we will be able to get Nemetosena. 2% chance. That is pretty good. And we are going to transfer all of this again to our Gallic subject, Bituriges. And with that, I think I am ready to go ahead and end the turn. And I will see you all in the next turn. We can level up a few characters, so let's go ahead, get some empire maintenance as well as cultural conversion. Meanwhile, Horde 6 or 7 Asia has also leveled up, so we can go ahead, get some of that nomadic as well as replenishment rate. And with that, I think I am ready to go ahead and end the turn, but very quickly just going to check all of my provinces, make sure that everything is built up as and how I need it to be. Wonderful. And food wise, as you can see, we are doing absolutely insane. 103 food, so food will never ever be a problem with this faction ever again. And of course our economy is looking really solid. We are at 7.1 million in the treasury. And with that, I am going to go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. Some of our characters have... We have lost a veteran yet again. And pretty much the entirety of France is sold. I called it France. Let's go ahead, keep moving our armies towards where I want them to be. Meanwhile, I can get this army across as well. And definitely want to move this army closer to Bibracte in an attempt to conquer the settlement. And yep, with that, I think have a quick look of what's going on in Iberia. These armies are almost fully replenished. Not entirely, but almost. We can move our armies closer towards ours. Meanwhile, this army over here, Army 1 Parthia, can make its way towards... I believe going towards Tarraco would be better, because these armies over here can go ahead and attack Mastia. So we will send this army, perhaps have a look at the horde-based army first. And it can reach the settlement of Ibosum, so let's go ahead and reach that settlement. It's a good auto-resolve, I am going to take it. Shouldn't lose any cataphracts. We are going to go ahead, just peacefully occupy the settlement. Meanwhile, now we can move this army towards Mastia. Wonderful. And our fleet can go ahead and support him as well. And with that, it looks like the Romans are all but crumbling. There's nothing much left to their faction, really. And meanwhile, our character over here is going to wait because it's winter. We're going to put him in that fortified position. And I don't think there's much else to do in this turn. We can move our dignitary up towards Nemetosena. Should have a better chance, 6% chance, of getting the settlement. Meanwhile, we do have another dignitary who I do want to move towards Atuatuka. Or Atuatuka, yeah, correct. And this character over here is slowly replenishing, I believe. He should at least. Go ahead, build up. Have a quick look of the characters we have lost. That's very important. Haven't lost any of our generals, but we have lost a couple of champions as well as spies. So we are going to go ahead, get a spy over here, just to get a line of sight of what's going on with this Cordisi. And as far as champions are concerned, definitely need a champion. We can now give this character a champion of his own. We can also level him up. So let's go ahead and give a champion to him. This guy seems good. Meanwhile, we can also move our army that is fully replenished. Give him a chance to move towards ours. And pretty much in the next turn he should be able to attack. Meanwhile, we are going to move all of our spies towards the Scordisi. We no longer require them over here. We have pretty much a line of sight on all of the Roman provinces. And in Gallia, all they have is Vesontio and Bibracte. And with that, I think I can go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, what is up? We are here in the end turn. Army 3 Syria has his back against the walls. We have chosen to retreat, however the enemy has chosen to pursue as well. And we are going to fight this battle, and I will see you all in the battle. It is for the survival of Army 3 Syria. Alright, welcome to the battle. It is snowing. We are going to deploy our Spartan hoplite into that phalanx formation. Wait for the enemy. Snow is really not good for our... And they do have a lot of units, so we might have to spread out our front line. We are going to spread out the Spartan hoplite a little bit. And we are going to support them on the flanks with our Armenian legionaries.
We await your orders.
Meanwhile, the Scordisi are plentiful in number. They almost double our own numbers. And we're gonna have to watch out for that. Definitely want to move my elephants behind as much as I can. And we are going to try to deal with their cavalry. Our elephants are going to come in key over here, as they usually do. That is because once we take out their cavalry, our elephants will be the ones that will deal the major damage to the enemy unit. Meanwhile, a quick look over here. If our field artillery can hit their general, that should lower their morale significantly. And with that, the entire bulk of the Scordisi army, pretty respectable sword units. Some of them are very light. However, the heavier variants are the danger, especially over here. The Scordisi Soldieroi. Beautiful looking unit actually. However, I can't truly appreciate the beauty of it due to the fact that they are a... Meanwhile, we can use our horse cavalry to fire at these units, bring our elephants around. We want to bring these elephants around as well, these horse units to the flank. And what we want to do is fire into these horse archers. Group 5 can also charge over here. Elephants have engaged. Group 3, can you reach that horse unit in time? You can't, so you're going to focus over here. Meanwhile, our Nicaean cavalry are going to make a dash for it. Beautiful.
At the ready. We are at your command.
And we have quickly dispatched their cavalry. Our group 5 can toggle off their melee and start firing into this horse unit. We are shooting them in the back, so they should start to take some casualties pretty quickly. They are at 82. 77 now. Quick look, we are going to put our elephants up ahead in order to intercept this heavy shock cavalry. Toggle on the melee mode for group 5. And we are going to charge our elephants into that heavy shock cavalry and even charge group 5 into that heavy shock cavalry. Elephants will do a good job, and of course this follow-up charge by our heavy Nicaean cavalry will seal the fate of this cavalry quite quickly.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Meanwhile, we do want to move our elephants out of there, as they do have a spear unit that is approaching us. We're going to move our elephants quickly out of reach and then charge these spear units in the back. While this heavy unit is suffering losses, they are not going to... We want to pull this elephant out of there as quickly as possible. This last remaining elephant that is stuck, because of which we cannot really charge.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And we have lost one elephant unit. That's not looking good. And we lost a couple more elephant units. Pretty bad. We want to pull our elephants out of there. Hopefully quickly we are able to get these guys out of the fighting, because we really don't want to stay in here for too long. We get these guys out. Group 5, you can come out as well. Elephants, keep pulling out of there. Getting you stuck in the middle of spearmen isn't exactly what I had in mind. Meanwhile, group 5, keep moving out of there. You've done quite well, taken slightly lower casualties.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Meanwhile, our horse archers can go ahead and start firing. We're going to toggle on that skirmish mode. Keep trying to evade the enemy units. Armenian legionaries can go ahead and charge at those units.
We await your orders.
These spearmen are severely weakened, so we are going to keep weakening them even more. Now the bad thing is they aren't really engaging my front line, even though they are the attackers. And I want them to engage my front line, get them pinned down so that I can deal with them effectively. Stop my elephant charge over here. And just because they haven't yet attacked, my right flank is absolutely idle, and they're concentrating all of their attack on the left flank, so we need to turn that around as quickly as possible. We're going to charge our Nicaean cavalry here into the back of the enemy units. And hopefully once they reach, the enemy units are perplexed as to what to do. We are going to charge, counter-charge over here. And while they're charging, they shouldn't be braced. We're going to keep pushing our charge through. Hit this unit in the back. We are keeping to lose some more elephant units, unfortunately. It's not looking good over here. And I really am getting annoyed with these units not engaging our front line of hoplite. Keep pulling our elephants out of there. They are 27 units, pretty much struggling. Now I'm going to reinforce. I'm going to put both my elephants in one group now. And I'm going to smash that left flank as hard as I can, because this is getting really annoying. Go ahead, charge over there. You guys, hoplite, Spartan hoplite, go hit that flank. The rest of you pin down the enemy units. I don't really care. You are going to try to move forward as best as you can. General, go ahead, inspire everyone over there. Charge our elephants back into the fray. We're going to fast forward a bit over here. These units are susceptible to losing. We are going to reinforce them with our own elephant units. Wonderful. Get our elephant units out there. Get group number 5. We've finally dealt with the flanks of the enemy units. However, our front line is looking very staggered, and we want to resolve that as quickly as possible. Get our elephants over here. Group 2 can try to reinforce the left flank. Meanwhile, our elephants over here can slowly push towards these units. These units can charge here. These units should lose decisively to elephants as well as Nicaean cavalry charge. Group 3 now. You're doing quite well. Go ahead and charge into the back over here. Break their left flank, their annoying left flank that has been so problematic for us in this battle. Meanwhile, our Nicaean cav can also charge into that left flank. Keep hitting it. Charge with our general. That's it. Nice and easy. Break their flanks. Once we are done with this flank, we should be able to turn the battle upon its head. Quickly move our elephants out of there. Go ahead, you can charge into this unit. Wonderful. And get a Nicaean cav as well to assist. Other Nicaean cav on the other flank can go ahead, hit this unit in the rear. Losing a significant amount of hoplite, however, should be able to kind of support over here with our elephant units. Go ahead, charge into this unit, all of you. Continuing to lose a lot more units. Gonna pull back a little bit. Keep pulling our elephants out of there.
The enemy general is dead.
And the elephants can go ahead and charge into this unit. And with that, we have won the battle. It was a fairly costly battle. We lost a lot of Spartans, but I will see you all in the campaign. Alright, with that, we have fended off against this Scordisi invasion through the Alps. I have been a little bit harsh on my army. We were more than twice outnumbered. Almost 2.5 to 1. And we had a superb victory, actually. A heroic victory. We lost only 600 and we killed at least 9 for every man lost. So we are going to go ahead and slay these losers. And I will see you all in the next turn. Welcome back to the next turn. We are going to go ahead and select that subjugation for that extra cultural conversion. We have finished yet another technology. We have pieced out with the Remy. We don't need 9% chance over here. Where is our other dignitary? Slowly making his way up. I want to move him towards Atuataka. And alright, things are looking quite good over here. Army isn't really replenishing. Meanwhile, I didn't support my satrapy, my ass. I didn't support my vassal, I was going to say. I didn't support my satrapy to take out Bibracte. They have fought Bibracte and they had actually won. So it's quite an easy attack for me. But I am going to ignore it and move towards Vesontio. Meanwhile, I can just simply settle Bibracte. And I am going to loot the settlement since I can. And I don't really need the replenishment. Wonderful. And with that, I am going to sell Bibracte to my vassal. But before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to see if I can sell Rutibis. Can't yet. Definitely want to move towards Iplakea, perhaps. Just to replenish a little bit. I'm going to go into that patrol stance. I'm going to sell Numantia to our vassal, the Lusitanan. Wonderful. And we are growing our vassals quite nicely. Meanwhile, I could give Bibracte eventually to my Gallic vassal. That is the objective. Finally, over here, you can see that our army has replenished quite a fair bit. We are going to go ahead, give them some abilities so that they are a little bit better. And there's no point rushing into this. What we are going to do is stay in a fortified formation. It will take us about a couple of turns to replenish. Meanwhile, we can move our armies towards Ariminum. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the reason I'm marching them across into Latium is actually a recruitment province, which means I can upgrade all of these to have faster movement speed. And there you go. They have 10 movement speed, 9 movement speed for our cataphracts, and 8 movement speed for our general and heavier, super heavy cavalry. That's really useful. Meanwhile, a quick look at our provinces. Everything seems to be fine. We are going to quickly also check our technology before we go ahead and jump into the battles for this turn. And in this turn, pretty much we will be attacking Ars as well as Mastia. And I do believe we have population over here, but the main problem is we probably do not have supplies. And yeah, that is the main problem. We're gonna have to just sit put for a while. Can upgrade this character. Meanwhile, we have a dignitary over here and over here as well. 9% chance. I'm going to leave you at that 9% chance. Meanwhile, move you towards Atuatuka. And you can move towards Nemetusena. You have a 2% chance. Let's go ahead and deploy you over there. Have a quick look at our technology. We have completed the siege technology. We haven't completed management. This is all to do with the fleet, so it's not really that important. However, we can upgrade our ports in Alexandria and Rhodos, so let's go ahead and research that. Meanwhile, let's move south towards Iberia. As you can see, the Lusitanen are busy attacking Tarraco, the capital of the Roman settlement. We can pretty much go ahead attack Mastia as well. Let's go ahead and do that. We can also reinforce them with yet another army. So we don't really need to fight these battles. We can just auto-resolve them. And the auto-resolve is extremely high. So there we go, that's wonderful. We are going to go ahead and just simply loot the settlement. We want that replenishment rate for the next turn. And we can also attack ours. Let's go ahead, attack ours. Really good auto-resolve. However, I am going to improve it even further by marching my other horde army towards it. And as you can see, auto-resolve at 97% means our units shouldn't take that much casualties. We are going to go ahead and again peacefully occupy it. And over here, we are going to reinforce the Lusitanen in order to take out Tarraco. And apart from that, our fleets are looking quite good, so we can put our fleets into port. And with that, I think I am ready to go ahead and the turn. We own the entire province of Iberia. We are going to level up some of the characters who have leveled up. Meanwhile, we are going to put even our champion to train that character. This dignitary can get some empire maintenance, although empire maintenance is not that useful for now, as we are, doing quite well in terms of our economy. And our empire maintenance is actually at 0. So it's not really required. Any bonuses to empire maintenance is actually no bonus at all. Meanwhile, this army has leveled up and it is a horde-based army. So let's go ahead, get it that movement range. Or the movement speed rather. And even this governor has leveled up and he does have wealth from all sources. So let's go ahead and get that. Making things really insane over here. As you can see, on low taxes, Egyptos is making 170. If I increase it all the way up, they should be 200. 209 per turn. That's crazy. I'm almost making 500,000 per turn if my taxes are on high. However, I'm going to leave it on low, and as you can see, we are making 300,000. So that is pretty good enough, and we do have 2 more slots to exploit over here. Meanwhile, in Asia Minor, we also have another 2 more slots which we can exploit. However, with that, I think I am ready to end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. We are slowly selling all of our regions to our satrapies. Meanwhile, we can move our armies up north over here to assist in the conquest of Tarraco. Our other armies can also move ahead. And we are going to keep moving all of our armies ahead. We are going to move them across towards the Scordisii. And over here, keep moving all of our other armies as well. This army can come into Mastia. This fleet can go into Ibosum to protect it. Meanwhile, we can sell the province of Rutubis. Not yet, just 1 more turn before we can sell it. However, we can sell the province of Kartuba. Create that continuity in our satrapy over here. And up here in the north, we could attack Norea. And we are actually going to go ahead and do that. The auto-resolve doesn't seem all that good, but we are going to go ahead and attack them. And we can move our general over here into the port. And he should be able to make his way towards Segestica. So now we are taking the offensive to the Scordisii. Meanwhile, Army for Italia can go ahead and attack Visontio, and we are going to siege the settlement. Over here, Horde 8 Italia can move back towards Genoa, as well as Horde 10 Gallia can move towards Aruminum. Move all of our hordes towards where we need them to be in order to take the offensive towards the Scordisii. Meanwhile, I strongly believe in this turn the Lusitonan will attack Tarraco, which means the Romans will finally lose their holdings over here. So that is great. I mean, with that being said, do I really want to attack the Romans on this turn? I don't want to. Or I could actually. And then I could... You know what? I'm not going to attack them in this turn. Just going to stay out. Attack them in the next turn. So that I can take their final settlement and not give that honor to the... to my vassal, the Lusitonan. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to quick save, hop into the battle, and I will see you all in the battle. Alright, welcome to the battle. We have deployed in our standard typical formation. Gonna go ahead, move our Armenian legionaries to the walls. Meanwhile, we are gonna move all of these troops closer to this wall. Try to break it. And move our hoplites all the way up to the gates. Our other legionaries can support our troops on the ramparts. The archers over here can quickly light these towers on fire. Actually go ahead and light that one on fire. You over here can light this one on fire. Very good. You can stop your fire attack.
Advance at speed. Archers. Our hidden units have been discovered.
Fire attack over here. Burn down that tower. Stop your fire attack. Perfect. Deploy a hoplite in that phalanx formation. Gonna get these archers up here. Turn on that flaming shot. Break down that tower. Meanwhile, this tower is also nearly done, I believe. 100%, excellent. Gonna move the remaining of our archers up ahead. Move our horse cavalry as well up ahead. Very quickly get our hoplites into a narrow formation in front of the enemy gates. We are gonna fast forward it over here. Nearly done burning down this tower. And now we're going to move our archers back over here, turn on and off that flaming shot, get them in position. Horse archers, perfect. Go ahead, deploy in phalanx formation, start burning down the gates. And I haven't yet started breaking this section of the wall. I am waiting for our troops to hit the ramparts, and once they do, then I will go ahead and break that section of the wall. Go ahead, attack that unit. You can go ahead, attack over there. Go ahead, attack the side unit. No, I need you to attack this one over here. Wonderful. Now that that is done, we can go ahead and start breaking this section of the wall. Wonderful, this tower should collapse. Hopefully it does not damage our own troops. It does manage to damage some of their troops, so that is good for us. We're nearly done breaking this section of the wall.
The walls are breached!
Hoplites basically acting as shields, taking off all the missile damage. Once this section of the wall is broken, it should be quite easy to attack the enemy settlement. Meanwhile, we can move our generals up ahead. Try to encourage our troops that are up ahead fighting. Artillery is almost done breaking this segment of the wall as well.
Our hidden units have been
Wonderful.
discovered.
And now our elephants are going to charge into there, focusing first on their archer units. Get these guys out of hoplite formation so our elephants can get in there quicker. And our swordsmen are already doing quite well, our Armenian swordsmen. Hoplite units, get into that hoplite formation for that extra shield value.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
This elephant can come here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Nice. Perfect. Elephants have done a good job. They have routed out all the enemy missile units, so we are going to pull them back. And then we are going to charge our elephants towards the back of these enemy units. Meanwhile, over here, our cavalry can come up, try to support.
The battle is
Elephants,
turning
go
in our
ahead,
favor.
charge over there. Charge over here as well. Now they're starting to retreat.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Pretty soon we should win this battle quite easily. The elephants will do significant amount of damage over here. Keep attacking the spear unit. Make them lose a bit decisively. Wonderful. Group 5, go ahead. I want you to attack. Generals can inspire everyone. Elephants can move out of that. And as you can see, we are mass routing the enemy. All of their troops are on the retreat. Meanwhile, these horse units can go ahead, chase those units. There. Get them into the city. Start to chase all of their units. The elephants over here can go ahead, charge over there, and with that it looks like we have won the battle, so I will see you all in the campaign. And with that, down goes Norea. We have conquered the first settlement of the Scordisi. We are gonna go ahead and loot the settlement. And we do want to sell this settlement if we can, but we don't have any more transactions for this turn. So what we are going to do is just simply pop out of this. Then we will sell it to, of course, the Vindelici eventually. We could just sit in there for a few turns. The priority is to try our level best to sell it to the Vindelici. Hopefully they will reinforce the city for us. And with that, I think I am done with this turn, so I'm going to go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, welcome back to the final turn of this campaign. We are continuously selling our provinces to our client states. However, some of our client states have... the Lusitania has captured Tarraco, the Roman capital, or the new Roman capital rather. We are going to move up our entire armies towards them. Meanwhile, we are going to move our other armies towards the west in an attempt to conquer Brigantium for our satrapy. Go ahead, keep moving these armies towards the east, because we have to deal with the Scordicii, if you remember. And meanwhile, over here we can go ahead and sell the settlement. However, I think what I want to do first is actually want to sell the settlement of Rutubis to Tingis. There we go. We can't really sell more than one settlement per turn, so that is the main problem really. Meanwhile, over here we could attack the Romans, and this is their last settlement, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay siege to it. Have a bunch of mercenaries, German mercenaries defending the Roman Empire. Oh boy, isn't that so accurate. However, what we are going to do over here is we are going to move our army into the port. And in the next turn we can move them into Pannonia. However, that will have to wait until the next episode, and for the most part it seems like I am pretty much done with this campaign. However, I will continue until I clean up my borders, give my satrapies what they deserve, give the Bituriges the entirety of Gallia, as well as, of course, the Lusitania the entirety of Hispania. And until then, I'm just going to play whack-a-mole with the Scordicii, as well as the Artebri. And I am also going to reorganize my armies as well. And we are going to focus over here on Sink. I'm not entirely sure if they will survive the attack by the Lugii. However, the Lugii are at war with these guys, and they aren't at... Oh, they are at war also with these guys. However, the Urgai is our ally. Can go ahead and quickly attack the settlement, Segestica, and I am going to perhaps auto-resolve it. I don't know if that's a good idea. I could lose some cataphract units, and I haven't. Let's go ahead and just peacefully occupy the settlement. Because in the next turn I do want to give off Noria, and also start giving off these Pannonian settlements to perhaps a more deserving faction. Meanwhile, Palenderva has also been sacked. So yes, with that I am going to go ahead and jump into the final battle against the Romans, and we are about to witness the fall of the Roman Empire. Quickly go ahead, give this horde army some kills. And with that, I think I am ready to go ahead and end the video after I siege Vesontio. So let's go ahead, hop into this siege, and I will see you all in the final battle against the Romans. Alright, here we are in the battle. We have deployed our army, and let's take a quick look at our new army. course, we have the Armenian legionaries in charge of the ladders, and behind them we have the Armenian legionaries in reserve to support each ladder, and we have a symmetric formation. Meanwhile, in the back we do have some Mauryan armored longbowmen. Really a good looking unit. I'm going to slow down the camera here a little bit so you can get to enjoy the units. Behind them, of course, we have our Parthian cataphract horse archers. Really heavy unit, beautiful looking unit designed by Cam himself. And all the way in the back we also have our general. Let's go ahead, have a look at our general. And all the way on the left flank we actually have our Mauryan towered elephants. And ahead of them we have our field artillery. Ahead of them we have our new units, which are the Averni Argoi, which are basically a phalanx type unit. They use shield wall, and in my opinion they are better than the Spartan hoplite. Perhaps not as good looking, perhaps, but that is subjective. But for a Gaelic or Gallic unit, they are really beautiful looking, and they will even get better as Semen is working on a new appearance for them, and I have helped him with that. However, without any further ado, let us go ahead and start the battle. Okay, so straight off the bat we do want to march our troops as quickly as possible to the gates. We are going to march these other troops perhaps a bit later. We want to stop our artillery from firing. A bit late, they already fired a couple of shots into that section of the wall. And we are going to move our archers ahead quickly as they can. Want to move our horse units as well in the front as quickly as they can. And the reason we are doing it this way is because we usually get our units entangled, which means it takes a really long time for the ladders to reach the walls. And we are going to deploy in shield wall formation. So as you can see over here, these units are pretty much moving quite well now without any hindrance. And we are slowly going to move our supply units, or our support units rather, up to the front. Gonna keep moving these guys as well up to the front. Meanwhile, our new units are taking the bulk of the enemy damage. Archers, we can move our horse archers a bit more ahead, as well as our Mauryan longbowmen can also move ahead. Since all of them have moved ahead, we are going to go ahead and move these guys as well ahead as quickly as they can. These units can run.
We are at your command.
And our phalanx units are in position so they can go ahead and start burning down the gates. They are in shield wall formation, so they will take a lot less missile damage. However, they are starting to lose some men. Keep in mind they are first class population, so I do want to minimize the casualties they take. However, of course they are also a meat shield. They have significantly burned down the gates. Meanwhile, all of our archers are firing into the enemy units. This last settlement of Romans is not going to hold out against us, unfortunate for them. However, it is fortunate for us. Meanwhile, we can also move our general up ahead, start to inspire the entire army. And this army is led by Arsacus V, so it's quite interesting actually that one of our royal family members is actually going to be responsible for the annihilation of Rome. The ladders are slowly making its way towards the walls. Getting a little bit delayed over here thanks to them getting a bit entangled over here.
What are your orders?
And the enemies have opened the gates. Shield wall are in position. We are going to move them slightly behind and away from the walls. Meanwhile, our artillery can get into position as well. We're going to push up our units closer, engage our shield wall units, prevent these units from getting a free attacking. And with that we can charge our reserves up as well. Meanwhile, on the left ladder, our troops are nearly reached the wall. Troops over here have managed to scale the walls. They are climbing. Getting out over there, jumping across. They can go ahead and attack these units.
Swordsman!
And we are losing our artillery. That's not good. That's going to make this quite difficult. We should have used our artillery while we can. We need to create at least one breach before the artillery gets destroyed. Hopefully they will be able to do this.
Get ready! Find your target!
We hunger!
Over here, our new phalanx unit is starting to attack the enemy units, and these guys should take a lot of damage. Even archers firing at their backs. Meanwhile, our swordsmen can also scale the ladders. Artillery is firing 38. Should have been paying more attention to my artillery. The other hope is to actually burn down the gates. The gates have been neutralized. If we do manage to burn them down, it is at 96, then we have another opening into the settlement, which is kind of great for us. And our troops are slowly fighting on the ramparts. Our Armenian legionaries have been true to us ever since we could get an access to them. This wall is slightly damaged. That is good. We are down to 2 artillery pieces. 81%. The gates are nearly burnt. Meanwhile, we have also nearly created a breach in the walls. We are going to lose, unfortunately, this artillery piece unless we can manage to neutralize that enemy tower. Unfortunately, didn't pay attention to what was going on, and I am paying for that dearly. Meanwhile, the gates are almost completely destroyed. I'm going to go ahead and use all of our melee troops to attack. And the artillery, come on, fire. Can you break the wall? Wonderful, managed to kill a lot of units over there. We are going to try to hit another section of the wall. I don't think our artillery is going to make it. However, I'm going to try to get our elephants through the gap.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Meanwhile, we have burnt down the gates over here, so we are going to move our phalanx type units into the gates in order to attack the enemy units. Elephants are slowly making their way into the settlement, so that is good. And now what we need to do is we need to send these units, get them out of shield wall formation, march them into the settlement, form up over here. Elephants are going to be hard pressed over here. It's not an easy engagement for them. We have to keep them moving, however. And we are going to turn on this to see how much casualties they inflict. Keep moving the elephants across. We want to keep them on the constant move. Javelins are not good news for our elephants, however, charging into a melee unit like this is. Keep moving our elephants across. They got about 100 kills each. These are spearmen, so we need to be careful over here. We're going to move our elephants back. They've done a good charge. Keep moving them back. Get away from the spearmen. don't really like all of these javelins being hit, so we are going to hit these guys first. Then we are going to go charge into the backs over there. These units have done well. They can go into that phalanx formation, start hitting those units. Elephants can go ahead, charge over here. And a lot of the Roman army is routing now thanks to the elephants. And this is where elephants will do an insane amount of damage. We are losing a couple of them, however, I don't like that. And with that, we want to move our elephants away. This is going to be a long and hard fought battle. Not going to be as easy as anticipated, however, that is due to the fact, oh my god, that was absolutely horrible. Our artillery actually attacking our own units. Going to push our elephants across. Get our cavalry into the fight as well. Elephants are getting bogged down. Keep moving our elephants. That is the key. Meanwhile, this unit can attack here. This unit can attack this unit. Elephants should keep moving. And the horsemen can attack over here. It's a pretty hard fought battle. We are going to move our general into the settlement. Meanwhile, move our archers onto the ramparts so that they can participate in this battle. Elephants have gotten out of dodge. They can charge this unit in the back. Try to free up the unit. Italian swordsmen. Quite a hardy unit actually. And there we go, the elephants have gotten into the battle. They should get some quick kills over here. The full elephant's almost at 400 damage. That's pretty good. Now what we need to do is we need to charge all of our cavalry over there. This unit over here can come here this way. Get out of shield wall formation, form up. Start neutralizing the tower. Tower is causing a lot of damage. Archers, where are you? Decide to go through the gates. General can go ahead, inspire everyone. And what we really need is another elephant charge into the rear of the units. And honestly, elephants make the battle a lot more easier than it should be. And we are so close to losing our siege equipment. As you can see, elephants getting almost 400 kills. It's so crucial, actually. We're going to put our elephants up over here. Get them in this direction. Meanwhile, our cavalry can give chase to this missile unit. And over here, this unit is doing quite good against that one. Our main phalanx units are also doing quite well. Elephants, they might need to rest a little bit. However, they don't have time. They're going to have to charge into this unit. Move sideways over here. This elephant unit, you're going to spread out this way. Attack this unit. Come here with the other elephant unit. Keep smashing into this unit. And we are going to smash once again. The horsemen have done quite well. We're going to charge into the backs of this unit.
We have captured a tower.
This unit should start to lose decisively because they are being sandwiched by two elephant units. Wonderful. And I know this episode is getting long, but I do want you guys to enjoy the full carnage of the final battle against Roma. And it's turning out to be quite more than what I expected it to be. Alright, now our elephants can form up over here. Horsemen, Nicaean horsemen gonna charge against this unit. And our elephants can go ahead, charge them at the back. They should break instantly. Smack, there we go. Elephants still doing a decent job. I mean, 400 kills already, 450, almost 500, and they will reach 500 actually by the end of this battle quite easily. They do have one more devastating charge that they can inflict over here. Meanwhile, our archers have reached the ramparts. They are firing down upon the enemy units. Elephants are in position. Let's go ahead and charge into this big blob over here. The general can meanwhile inspire. We can witness the final charge of the elephants against the Romans.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Massive.
This is a shameful display.
Big damage over here. Elephants can keep doing this all day. We're gonna pull our elephants back again. 500. Can speed up the battle a little bit more because we are running out of time. We have actually in fact already run out of time. And one of our Armenian legionaries is retreating. And while our other elephants charging over here constantly, trying to do as much damage as they can. Fantastic. And with that, it looks like we are going to win the final battle. Elephants have capped off at 1,000 kills in total.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And with that, I am going to go ahead, end the battle, and I will see you all in the campaign. Alright, with that, we have taken down the Romans. Pretty decisive victory in the last battle. However, this was our hardest fought battle. 485 men lost their lives. However, their lives did not go in vain as we have finally defeated the Romans. Gonna kick to the nuts to the last Roman. And we are going to simply occupy Vesontio. And the faction of Roma has been destroyed. So we have achieved the objective that we set out to do at the start of this series. However, I'm going to keep going. We do have 2 more episodes left. And with that, I thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you liked the video, then like the video. And don't forget to subscribe if you are interested for more. Peace and love.